Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us on Mars on Monday. We had some technical gremlins at the start of the stream. We lost Mars to the power outage, maybe? I don't know. Lauren's jumping in and is currently testing her audio to make sure that everything is working. And then we're going to get started. But I just want to thank everybody for coming to join us. Server maintenance is never fun, but I appreciate everyone's popping in to join us in the fun. We got to make some lemonade out of some lemons. So let's just get started. Let's talk. So again, thanks for joining us. We're going to talk today a little bit about the 2023 roadmap. We figured if the servers are going to be down and the game is down for the first time in 5.5 years for extended maintenance, we might as well have some fun together. So we put together some cool slides, some awesome visuals on some things that are coming between now and September. And we're going to go through it all. While we're chatting, feel free to ask questions. We'll be doing our best to grab the questions for any Q&A afterwards. But the idea here is a high-level overview. We're not going to get too deep into the granular details, but if there are any questions, I'm happy to go through things. I'm Chris Dupuis. I'm the executive producer of Untitled Champions, which means I wear a lot of hats. In general, I plan the release schedule, and then I kind of watch everything through the production pipeline. And for some context on that, our production pipeline takes about 7 to 8 months for each of our weekly update, because different groups work on things on different weeks. Can't all work on the same thing at once. We need art before tech. We need design before art. So for some context, the developers right now, the ones that aren't working on the server maintenance, are working on June content. Our art team is working on August content. Our design team is working on October stuff. And I'm working on champion planning for January 2024 because 2023 wasn't going fast enough. So I'm already in 2024. So yeah, my brain works in a lot of different time streams, and it is a lot to keep track of. But that's the process for a live service game that has weekly releases. So there's a whole lot of things going on, and I'm really excited to talk to you about some of these things because I haven't been around on a lot of streams lately because I don't normally get to talk about this kind of stuff because I've normally got heads down and all of that production planning.
Whereas,
I think we might have Lauren.
oh, hi. I hope that everybody in chat can hear me. You're probably used to hearing me. So, because I've been on chat a lot and I've been on stream a lot and I'm seeing that we can hear me. So, yay. Let us continue with the important bit, which is that.
All right. Well, let's start kicking things off. It is currently, wow, I was going to say what day it is. What day is it today?
It's a Monday.
Well, that's not helpful. I think it's the 15th. So it's the 15th. And the first thing we're going to talk about is an update on what's coming next week on May 24th. And that is the next Emergence event. The Modrons are coming. The Modrons are coming. We've got our second Emergence event launching on May 24th. Last time it was the Red Wizards Emergence event. And this one, to coincide with the Great Modron March event, is the Modron Emergence. We're really excited about this event. It's going to last 14 days as opposed to the previous one, which is 9. And as we continue to iterate on the Emergence events, we've updated the drop rate in daily quests. So for the daily quests, if you take out 100 Modrons, you'll get 2,500 corrupted gems. And each day, just by playing, you can collect another 2,500 corrupted gems. So that means over the length of the 14 days, you'll be able to collect 70,000 corrupted gems with this Emergence event. We've done a bunch of other quality of life updates too, as we continue to iterate. Emergence events were a new thing with the Red Wizards Emergence, and we are hoping to continue to run these, and we welcome the feedback that you guys have already given us. Continue to send it our way because we can continue to make these events fun and a lot of excitement in the game. In addition to Modrons being everywhere, we're also going to be restocking the Thayan Enclave shop. We're going to have some exciting new additions, including 10 new support pigments, 2 golden epics, and those adorable Modrons. Andreas and Nixie are going to be joining in the form of Modrons because Penelope needed a friend. Each of these are going to be 10,000 corrupted gems when the emergence launches on the 24th. And like I said, I'm really excited about this emergence. The first one was a test run. We've done a lot of iterations. There's a lot of quality of life updates with the dialogues. So it's going to be a lot easier to track your progress and understand how many corrupted gems you've already earned, how many corrupted gems you're going to be earning during the event. And you get those amazing Modrons if you're into that sort of thing. But we're also going to be updating the Thane Enclave shop with 2 new GEs, one for the active event champion and one for Dragon Bait. As well as a feat, and the rest of the stuff is a restock of the older stuff. And everything from Emergence 1 is going to still be in the shop until the end of this Emergence, so through June 7th.
Also, I love the fact that you're like, Penelope needs a friend. Like, Penelope doesn't have enough friends.
She can always use some new friends.
That's true.
Does Penelope need a friend?
Yes.
She is Penelope.
That's true.
And so that's what we've got for the Modron Emergence. That's going to be launching on Wednesday of next week on the 24th, along with the Great Modron March event with our new champion, which I don't think we've announced yet, so I'm not going to spoil here because I can't spoil everything. Marketing.
What? Why not? Why not spoil everything? Come on.
Because Dylan, if he was in the office over there, would be shooting daggers at me.
That's true. That's true. We have to have some things to tempt everybody to continue to watch all of our socials. But right? There's still some fun spoiling things coming up.
Like Modron Nixie on fire. It's so good. I could watch her all day.
I know. Although I love the dichotomy between Andreas, who's just like, yay, and Nixie who's like, fireball. The two of them together are a pair.
I know.
in these outfits.
So that's our big May update, and that brings us to our June stuff. We do charity drives. I don't know if you've noticed, and it's one of the ways that I think that we can live one of our core values at CD. We have a bunch of core values, and one of them is with great power comes great responsibility. And the charity drives are a way that we live that core value every month, every other month, is a way to give back to different charities in and around our communities. And it's been so fantastic to have the community join us in collecting those items so that we can donate and help all these amazing charities. And before we move on, I just want to say from the bottom of our hearts, thank you. It's fantastic to be able to work at a company that cares so much about giving back and to be able to take the net proceeds from the first week of sales with these products and donate it to these great charities. And I did some numbers before this, and we have collectively donated over $200,000 to various charities, including all the ones you see here on your screen. Lambert House, Take This, Extra Life, One Tree Planted, Girls Who Code, the BIPOC Support Foundation, Conservation International, the International Rescue Committee, the Canadian Cancer Society, the Grant E. Maharo Steam Foundation, Red Nose Day, and Games to Grow. And we're just going to be continuing that this year as we continue through 2023. And that gets us to our next bit of spoilers, and that's our June charity drive. We're going to be partnering again with Lambert House during Pride Month. And we have 2 amazing new skins coming. They're going to launch on June 5th, and they are fabulous. We worked really closely with Eugenio Vargas and Brian Gray on these, and when we got them in a room and they just started vamping with each other, they wanted to do Pride Marshal skins, like the Pride Parade Marshals. And our team really knocked it out of the park. They are fantastic. And so I'm super excited to get these out. These are going to be available on June 5th, and we'll be donating the net proceeds for the first week to Lambert House. Lambert House is a safe place that empowers lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and questioning youth through the development of leadership, social, and life skills. It's a cause that's near and dear to our hearts here at CNE, and we're super excited to support them again this year. So, yeah, they're amazing.
Also, it doesn't surprise me at all that you got Eugenio and Brian in a room together and they just exploded with joy. Like,
I love being on calls with them because it's just like sitting around a table with like old friends, just nipping each other and just making jokes and laughing. It's so much fun.
Yeah, our audience is used to seeing them on streams together,
Mm.
either as Rivals Waterdeep or Untitled Champions Presents or in a familiar quest, and the chemistry that you see on screen is exactly the same off screen. They're just adorable, wonderful humans, and it's always a joy. So I'm so happy about these because it's going to be fun for them both to have something to announce and have fun with at the same time.
Agreed. Although I think I might have walked over their announcement.
You know what? It'll be okay. It's all for charity.
That's true.
It's all for
That's
charity.
True. All for charity.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that moves us from our June update into our late June update, and it's time to talk about seasons. Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
I was waiting for my screen to change, and it's not going to change because I got to change it. Season 3, another thing that's happening on May 24th. Season 3 is coming to an end. As we've done with previous seasons, the shop will be available for an extra week in case you haven't spent any of your currency. But the Season 3 is going to come to a close, and we're going to have a few week break before Seasons 4 starts up. We're also going to have another survey to send out to solicit some feedback on what you liked or didn't like about Season 3. And I just wanted to say with everyone here, I really appreciate all the feedback that we've gotten from the previous season surveys. Over 33,000 different players have responded to and provided valuable insight to our team. Unfortunately, because of the aforementioned production cycles that I talked about, when we get feedback on a season, we are normally 2 seasons ahead. So season 4 is really the first season that has been built from the ground up based on feedback from season 1. So I'm really excited for you to see the stuff that we've done with season 4. Specifically, with regards to the updates to the reward system. I think you're all really going to like the updates to the reward systems that are coming in season 4. But speaking of season 4, I do have a little bit of a spoiler on season 4. If we can move to the next slide.
Look at that key art.
There we go. Look at that majestic barbarian.
Yeah. Oh, it's so cool.
This is some amazing key art by one of our artists, Ivy, and it is the feature key art for Season 4, Legends of MITHRAL Hall. I can't talk much about Season 4, but I can say that it seems like Wolfgar will be getting some love. And like I said, we've got a major overhaul to the reward system, which is going to be a lot of fun, and I think will make it a lot easier to see your progress and also to collect your rewards. But we'll talk more about Season 4 as we get closer to the release. We've got a whole emergence event between now and then we've got Feat Week, and then we've got the season launch. There's a whole lot going on in June before we even get to Season 4.
Also, can I just say, we will be taking some questions at the end. So if you do have any questions, put question in big capital letters so our mods can grab it. But I did notice that the chat was very complimentary over this amazing art, as well as the idea of these champions getting into a season. So do you happen to know who did the key art for this? If not, I can find out.
Yeah, it was Ivy Lee.
Awesome.
Ivy Lee did that, and she did an amazing job, as she always does.
Absolutely.
So expect to see him a lot over the next couple of months, because I can't get that key art off my homepage.
It's so cool. We say that about all the key art that comes out. Every single time there's a piece of key art, we're just like, this is the best thing ever. I mean, that's why we post them as wallpapers in the Discord, because everyone just loves them so much. So
right. No, it's so good. It's great because it is the best thing ever until next week when the next best thing ever comes out.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So that caps our June update, and now we're going to move on to July, which has a whole lot to do with space. July's big focus is going to be our latest campaign, which is the Light of Xerixis. We've seen Toril come under threat, and we've launched into wild space to defeat it. Our most recent batch of adventures found us on the Rock of Brawl as we were getting our footing in wild space, and Xerixis 5 and Xerixis 6 really have the champions coming into their own and learning what's going on with wild space, getting some allies together, and really getting into some crazy wild space shenanigans. And it also includes the first batch of adventures that's written by our newest content designer, Trevor. And I'm really excited for all of you to experience the crazy shenanigans that we've got coming. But also, we've got some fun stuff to show you with our Light of Xerxes update. With Xerxes 4, we're going back to the Happy Beholder Tavern, and we're going to chat with Large Luigi, who's the tavern owner in the Happy Beholder Tavern, and we're going to meet his parrot, which is appropriately named Little Luigi. And Little Luigi is going to go on an adventure with us because he's super into adventuring, even though he's been held up in his tavern this whole time. And we're going to have some crazy shenanigans with Little Luigi. And Little Luigi is going to be available for a familiar when that adventure releases. But we're also going to meet Commodore Crux, which is this gentle-looking GIF or GIF, depending on how you want to pronounce it.
It's GIF.
I think so too.
Yeah.
It's for sure. It's
I
for
will.
Sure GIF.
I will plant my flag on this GIF. This will be GIF.
Commodore Crux is going to be our next evergreen champion, releasing with Xerxes 5. And as you can see, he's got this interesting animation with this spyglass. This is going to replace the animation that the champions do at the end of each area as he looks ahead to spy something out. We're not going to talk about what he's looking at, but it is tied to his mechanics, and we're really excited about this one. And like I said, he'll be an evergreen available on the Xerxes 5 adventure release.
And everybody's super happy about seeing a GIF.
Well,
I'm serious. They are really happy about seeing the GIF. I'm just also being very careful about saying GIF.
Well, if you're excited about a GIF, let me raise you a plasmoid, because along in January, we've also got our latest event champion, which is a C&E original, an intergalactic bounty hunter, and our first ever plasmoid champion.
Hey, look, we're back.
It was like 1,000 voices from the art area screamed out, "No, don't show the silhouette."
Wait, why is the art team here? Hold on a second. This is, you know what? We have so much that we're trying to spoil and get excited for that my computer went, I need a moment. And that's what happened. So I'm sorry. We were talking about a plasmoid.
Vin Ursa, who is our first plasmoid champion and the latest C&E original champion that we're going to release in July. Yeah, we're super excited about her. I'm only showing you the silhouette because she is so new. She hasn't even been animated yet. This silhouette was actually locked on Friday afternoon in the middle of iteration. So this is the brand newest of the art that I can show you. But we're really excited about Vin Ursa, and that's going to cap sort of a July cram-packed with Light of Xerxes updates, with Little Luigi, the 2 Xerxes adventures, and Vin Ursa as an event champion. Super excited for her to join the champion roster. And let's see, what are we talking about next? Oh, well, next we're talking about the other big tie-in we have coming to the game in 2023. I am very excited to announce here first that we are working with Larian Studios to bring the origin characters from Baldur's Gate 3 into the game. I'll give you a minute. We're super duper excited.
So is chat.
So is chat. Baldur's Gate 3 is in early access right now. They have just announced that they are going into full release in August. And right around that release period, we're going to bring the first Origin champion into the game in the form of Lae'zel, the Githyanki fighter, with the other Origin characters coming in the following months. Have you had a chance to play the early access yet, Lauren?
I did, but it was a while ago. It was when the early access first came out. I played through the tutorial mission and a bunch of the stuff, but I'm a fan of the Baldur's Gate series since way back many decades ago. So I'm super excited for it to come out fully and dive into these characters.
Yeah, me too. I've played through the tutorial on a couple of different characters. The last one was the Paladin, when they released the Paladin update in December. It is so awesome to see the progress as they continue to iterate on it through early access. And I can't wait to really just dive in fully once August comes around and they go into full release. But we've been working closely with Larian on character Bibles and talking about the ins and outs of each character. We're going to be super careful about spoilers with these characters. And we are just really excited to continue to bring in awesome D&D video game characters from other D&D video games into Idle Champions, just to join us on this grand adventure. So Lizelle will come out first, and then we will be continuing the role with other characters, with a few of them coming out this year, starting in August. So we are super excited about that one. And we're also excited about one other thing. Right after this stream, Sean, our community manager, is going to be playing through Baldur's Gate 3 to help guide everyone through this server maintenance time. We're going to play Baldur's Gate 3, and Sean actually hasn't played it before, so this will be his first playthrough. And he'll be streaming on this channel from 2 to 5 as he plays through Baldur's Gate 3, gets introduced to Lizelle and the other characters, and really has some fun on a nautiloid that may or may not be crashing to the ground.
And for those of you who are wondering, hey, how come you're not saying what game Sean is going to be playing? Now you know. Now you know why. Now you know why we're keeping it a little under wraps, because this is happening.
Yeah, we didn't want to spoil this.
Yeah.
We gotta wait. Gotta let Chris do all the spoilers.
You've called dibs. You've called dibs on everything.
I don't get to spoil that often. I want to spoil everything.
We were talking about this beforehand. The last time we did a stream like this where you spoiled a bunch of stuff was like 2 years ago at this point, I want to say.
I know. We should do these more often. These are fun.
These are super fun. But you know what? We have to do them more often, but still very far apart, because otherwise you don't have anything to spoil.
That's true. And then also Dylan wants to murder me for giving away all the reveals.
Yeah. Sorry, Dylan.
Sorry, Dylan. All right, so that gets us into September, and I've got a little bit of audience participation on this section. So September is going to be our 6th anniversary. We first released Idle Champions on Steam on September 7th, 2017, which seems like 3 lifetimes ago at this point. So coming up in September, we're going to be celebrating our 6th anniversary celebration. And with us all, without the game currently, as we wait for server maintenance to complete, I thought that you all would like to participate in helping me put together a bit of product planning for September. So as you know, each anniversary, we retire the old Founders Pack and we bring out a new Founders Pack. It's a way to keep it fresh and to keep it more timely with what's going out. The Founders Pack is a great pack for new players. It gives you a skin for a core champion, gives you a familiar, gives you a bunch of gold chests and consumables that you can use. And it's just a great way to start up quickly. And so we refresh that every year. And I need to pick out who's going to get the skin this year. So previous Founders Packs have had, let's see, Undead Celeste, Champion Tyrell, Pirate Jarlaxle, Witchlight Calliope, and Spelljammer Brunor, as I try to remember what each of their descriptors are. So those are the skins that we've had for the first 5 Founders Packs. And I would like chat's assistance in picking out the next champion that'll be featured in the Founders Pack. Between Naeli, Ashara, Minsk, or Jamila. We're gonna, if the server outage gods are with us and the gremlins haven't hit chat, we're gonna have a Twitch poll in just a second.
Yep, our moderator should be taking care of that shortly. So keep an eye on chat. Yeah, I see everybody like putting the names that you want in chat. There will be an actual poll. I'm excited to see y'all try to convince everybody to vote for what you want to happen. But there it is. The new poll is up. You've got a couple of minutes to go ahead and pick a champion.
Should I vote? I don't know if I should vote or
not. You get a vote. Why not?
I get a vote. I'm gonna vote.
I mean, usually you're like the vote.
Right. We're gonna do this one.
Exactly.
So yeah, we thought it'd be fun with all of us without a game to play right now, if we could participate. And so whichever champion wins the vote, that's going to be the character that'll get a skin. But I'm also curious if anyone has any thoughts on what theme the skin should be. Like we've done pirates, we've done Spelljammer, we've done Witchlight. Obviously, we all know we have a Planescape book coming out this year. So maybe we'll theme it for that. Maybe we'll do another year of a Spelljammer adventure, as we're still going to be in the light of Xerxes for a few more months. So I don't know, but I am excited to see what core champion wins.
Yeah.
I tried to. Go
Poll
ahead.
should be up for a couple of minutes, so
Ooh,
but we'll let you know. I think it's running for 5 minutes total, so you have plenty of time. If you're a lurker and a worker, which welcome, I do that a lot. Come on by the chat for a second. Go ahead and vote for which of the 4 champions you want, and then go back to working and lurking.
yeah. So Naeli, Ashara, Minsk, or Jamila. And the reason I picked those is that the Founders Pack, with really geared towards newer players, they don't have any of the event champions yet. And also, they still need to learn all the core champions. So putting an event champion unlock and an event champion skin in there is potentially even more overload for a player that's still getting their legs under them for a new game. So we try to only do skins for the core champions in the Founders Pack. And Naeli, Ashara, Minsk, and Jamila have not yet been featured in a Founders Pack. I don't know what we're going to do around the 12th anniversary. We're going to have to re-roll and start again with Celeste. But for now, we've still got new ones to pick.
I mean, that sounds good to me.
I'll
It's already
it.
picked. All right, 12th anniversary. We're going to get a new Celeste. It'll be great.
I like it.
Let's just plan on that now. Put it on the calendar.
I'll just pencil it right in.
Exactly.
I was soft filling in 2025 schedule earlier this month.
There you go. I will remind everybody, so you can ask questions in chat, but if you do have a suggestion, like Chris was asking about, hey, do you have a theme suggestion? You can put it in chat, but I would also at this point recommend stopping by our Discord, discord.gg/idlechampions, because it's a little easier to parse through all of the recommendations and suggestions in there. There's a channel specifically where you can place your thoughts. I promise we do read them all. We can't respond to everything, but we do read it all. So if you've got any ideas, go ahead and drop by our Discord and let us know.
And so that, obviously, we'll wait till the end of the poll to announce which champion is going to be featured as the skin on the new Founders Pack, Founders Pack 6. But with that, that's the end of my really cool spoilers.
They were really cool spoilers. And it is now time for the Mars on Monday with Lauren and Chris 2023 Roadmap Questions section. We do have a little bit of time for some questions. How do you feel like some rapid fire questions?
Yeah, no, hit me. I thought we were going to eat up more time with this, so I'm glad we got more time for questions.
Yeah. Let's see. Imaginal Disc wants to know, since Nordum is already a champ and you have a Modron Emergence event, any chance future champions will include other Planescape Torment characters like the Nameless one?
Well, I do certainly like Planescape Torment. I did play that one back in the day. Having brought Nordum into the game, I wouldn't think it's out of the realm of imagination to include other Planescape Torment champions. I want to get my read on what's going on in Planescape first before we lock anything down there, though.
No, that makes sense. Balkan25 wants to know, will there be new items to purchase with corrupted gems?
Yes, yeah, there will be. So the items from Emergence 1 are going to be available in the shop, or in the Thayan Enclave shop, until June 7th. But on May 24th, when Emergence 2 starts up, we're going to restock the shop with a whole new slew of items. So 2 new GEs, 1 Feat, and then more Modron Emergence chests, more supply pigments, more support chests, and a new Modron Emergence chest. And that'll open up for equipment for everyone that's featured in the event. So Antreus, Nixie, Dragonbait, Narak, and the redacted new champion, who will have a GE in the Thayan Enclave shop during their release event.
And if you give me a moment, for those that might have shown up a little bit late, I'll show off. There they are. Thayan Enclave skins, because these are just amazing, and you can pick those up starting May 24th. So if you're interested in some adorable Modron skins, there they are. I'll just leave those up on the screen for the moment while we grab some more questions.
While you're grabbing questions, I see that the poll has ended.
Hey!
And it looks like Ashara is going to be the featured champion for Founders Pack 6. Hey! Thanks, everybody. I really appreciate that. That's super fun. We should do that again.
Also, it seems like the poll, Ashara won with 48%. That's amazing, considering there were 4 champions. People are fans of Aarakocra, and I thank you, everybody in chat. I'm a fan of Aarakocra too. While you look at a Zoom message in chat, I'm going to say the Lurking Writer has more of praise instead of a question, which is let the artists please let us know which artists are responsible for these skins so we can give them all the kudos and praise. Do we happen to have the names of who the artists were for, say, these skins? And if not, we'll find that out and get that out to everybody.
I got to be honest, I don't want to name them because I don't know for sure. To my previous note about different time streams, I looked at these went through approvals a couple of months ago, and I don't remember which exact artists work on it. I apologize, artists.
That's okay. That's what happens when you have a giant group of amazing artists. Is it could be any one of them, but we will find that out and let folks know. Let's see. Cassie's335 wants to know if, Chris, can you take some levels in Monk? Deflect missiles will take care of those daggers. I think that was a reference to a fun joke from earlier. Nixus wants to know if we didn't buy any pigments from the previous emergence event, when the new one starts, if it's the same type of pigment, will the maximum amount increase, or do we have to buy the pigments before the next emergence starts?
That's a great question. So let's work with two examples here. I haven't picked up any pigments. So at this moment, I have 10 available pigments. On May 24th, when the new pigments get added, you will have 20 available pigments to purchase. And when and if you purchase a pigment, it will pull from the stock that is expiring first. So let's say, for example, that same person has 20 available and they buy 2. At the end of the emergence, they'll have 10 still available because the 2 that you purchased will pull from the stock that is expiring first. Another example is, let's say I only have 4 left. And so when the new emergence event starts, I will have 14 available. And if I purchase 4 at the end of the emergence, I will have 10 available.
There you go.
So trying to make it as easy and friendly as possible.
I should just leave that up there.
Shout out to the dev team who worked really hard on getting that all set up very quickly.
Yeah, we're always trying to do what is best for the players. So, and sometimes that is a harder thing to figure out. But yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Crazy Matt Captain wants to know, with previous season surveys, the link was in-game and could potentially be missed. Will the survey link be sent out in our newsletter email as well? Which is an interesting suggestion.
That is a great suggestion. It will not for the current survey plan because that already is set up. But we will keep that in mind for future surveys.
I'll just go ahead and highlight that for later. Awesome. Since we were talking about the next season that's coming out, we did have a question from Imaginal Disc. Are the Dritz adjacent champions, aka the champions of the MITHRAL Hall, getting any updates before the season with them? Some of the champs could use a little love.
Normally, how to answer that? The champions that are featured in season 4 and adjacent champions that will be getting updates, those updates will all come batched together with the season 4 update. There's not going to be a rebalance between now and then, but then is in less than a month. So there's a bunch of updates coming to all of the Dritz adjacent champions, obviously specifically for the season 4 champions, but there is a little bit of TLC on the adjacent champions as well, and they should work as a well-oiled machine with for season 4 and beyond. Almost said season 5.
I mean, spoiler alert, there's more than one season coming up. Well.
Right.
We did have a couple of questions about the new Baldur's Gate champion from Foolish Genius 89 and Imaginal Disc, and a couple of other people I saw in here, specifically asking about, will the new Baldur's Gate 3 champions be part of the Heroes of Baldur's Gate affiliation or a new affiliation, or is that not something we can talk about yet?
It's not something you can quote me on yet because it is actively in design, but Pete and I have been having some conversations about it, and I believe they will be a new affiliation. We're not locked on that. Lizelle is actively in design at the moment, but the idea is it's a new group affiliation as opposed to leaning into the Heroes of Baldur's Gate.
Awesome. Sorry, I'm very quickly reading through 3 billion questions that have come in. Thank you, everybody, and thank you, mods, for taking care of it all.
Yes, thank you, mods.
I am actually going to take a second and answer this question, although I would love for your feedback as well. Dilettante FTW says, I love the new material, but as a completionist, is there a chance events, seasons, and so forth can be spread out a bit? I feel overwhelmed. Trust me, I get it. There's a lot going on in this game. The nice thing about this game is because there's a lot going on, it's a little bit of a bunch of things for everybody. So my suggestion is if you're feeling overwhelmed, what is it that's bringing you joy in this game? Is it collecting all the champions? Is it getting through the campaigns? Is it doing all the patron challenges? Is it getting ready for Trials of Mount Tiamat? And kind of focus on that and do the things that are going to help you get to that goal in the game. And then as other things come up, they can just kind of be extra exciting things to help you with that main goal. And that can help a lot with the overwhelmed feeling, especially if you're just starting out with Idle Champions. Anything to add to that?
That was well said. I agree with everything there. That's fantastic.
It's like I get that question quite a bit. So I also feel the same way. Like there's a lot going on in the game. And so for me, I collect champions. I want champions. I want to gear them out as complete as possible. I want to be able to put together formations of all of my friends playing. So that's kind of my main goal.
Yeah, I like setting up team formations as well. And I have the game open every day, and I am sadly not as optimal as I would like. I often log in and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot to set up that other party. But yeah, it's all about just finding what you love about the game and finding what's fun and focusing on that. And there, as Lauren said, there's stuff for all players, new players, long-term players, players that are just gearing up and unlocking the different systems. So there is a lot going on. But focusing, again, as Lauren eloquently said, on what brings you joy in the game is absolutely going to be the right angle to go.
Speaking of joy in the game, and probably more specifically to stuff that happened in this stream, Super Fluffy Kitty wants to know, will there be a written version of this roadmap like in a blog post? Which I think what you're going to get is this amazing VOD. I do not think there's going to be a written out of this roadmap. Probably because it's easier to watch the VOD and see all of the stuff that we're talking about, but I will leave that up to you.
Yeah, I think this video is where the roadmap is going to live. We were talking about maybe this going up on YouTube afterwards, but yeah, since I went off script after like the first line of slide 1, I don't.
I mean, it's your script. You're allowed to go off script. It's yours.
I know. Like, no, this is going to be perfect. I'm like, we're going to go this way. So yeah, no, we weren't planning on posting this as a blog. I think it'll live as a video on demand. This was something that was thrown together very quickly when we got everything set up for the server downtime. We wanted to have something for the players to come and just celebrate on what's coming for the next year as we all wait out the servers coming back and being able to update our formations. Because I really wish I would have set mine before I left.
Yeah, I was a little busy setting this up and not setting up my formation, so you're not the only person who's going to be logging in ASAP. Darth Zader wants to know, patrons seem to have been on hold for a little while. Anything exciting you can share about this game system coming in the soonest future? I appreciate how you tried to keep the question as vague as possible. The soonish future, possibly exciting things. Appreciate that. Is there anything you can talk about?
There's not anything I can talk about right now. I can tell you that patrons is a popular topic for our monthly design check-in with regards to what's next for the system. And at the moment, we're planning to keep to 4 patrons. I know very long ago in some early Dev Insight stream, it was spoiled that we had been planning for a fifth patron, but we put that on hold because we wanted to make sure that we weren't overloading players with too many patrons. And right now we're in evaluation mode on patrons, so we don't have any updates for patron system at the moment. Besides the challenge update that went out. God, I want to say 2 months ago, but I feel like it was like 4 or 5 months ago now.
Time is a soup.
Right? So yeah, nothing new with the patron system, but know that we are listening. We are looking at feedback. We do hear it. There's only so many different things we can focus on at once.
Absolutely. Let's get another question in about the next emergence event with the Modrons, because people have been asking a bunch of questions about the items available in the Thayan shop and what they can get with corrupted gems. And specifically, Kamudina wants to know the retired items for corrupted gems. Will they be available later?
Yes. So we're gonna wait 3 months, and that's our normal exclusivity window. And so 3 months after the end, when they get retired from the Thayan Enclave shop, they will show up in wild offers and or for gems for feats. And so that'll be June, July, August, September 7th, our anniversary.
Yeah. Wow.
Speaking of time, on September 7th. Those will show up and be available in wild offers, and the feats will be available for gems at that point.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to combine two different questions/suggestions, because first off, Lurking Writer has a suggestion. They would like Chancellor Jarnathan to become a champion, and specifically for Dr. B to play them in a one shot on stream. And the question that I'm going to tack on to that is the Spy149 wants to know, if we have a champion suggestion, where should we put it?
So, Chancellor Jarnathan can't be a champion. He'd never show up on time.
And then once he shows up, he'd be immediately pulled out.
Right. Someone will just grab him and run off screen with him. And then you have the Halfling screaming, Jarnathan!
Jarnathan, no! I mean, you can't make funny suggestions like that when we're on screen, because now, people are going to ask for it. But,
Right. God, I've seen that movie way too many times. When it came out on VOD, I told my daughter, she's like, let's watch it right now. So we watched it like 4 times since we picked it up.
I haven't had a chance to rewatch it since it came out on streaming, but I definitely do, because I've only actually seen it the once in theaters, and I want to see all of the little things I missed.
Oh, yeah, no, I saw it twice in theaters, and I saw so many more Easter eggs on the second time through, and I'm still catching new stuff. So, yeah, it holds up. It's good. It's fun.
And
because he'd always disappear.
He's just and I'll answer the second half of that question real quick. Like I said, if you have champion suggestions, the best place to put it is our Discord, discord.gg/idlechampions. If you are not a Discord person, come to the subreddit, come to the Steam forums, or respond to one of our social media accounts, which I'm sure our wonderful moderators will be putting into chat shortly. But probably the best place is the Discord. Jump on there. We've got a channel specifically for that. We've got another minute or two before we got to go so that Sean can get ready for his stream. That was already answered. So here's a question that you probably can't fully answer, but you'll have fun with. Star Tracer 43 wants to know, are there any more champions from One for All that might come to Idle Champions?
Wow. More than Antreus and Nixie. Maybe, and maybe soon. We love working with the folks from Dear Stalker Pictures. They have been just a joy to work with. Yeah, we love that group, and I am fairly certain that we'll have more One for All characters soon.
Stay tuned. Gaming Bunnies Happy wants to know, I know many players are really good, but is it possible some adventures are for more casual players? I feel scared trying the harder adventures. I'll jump in real quick and say, listen, some of those harder adventures just take a little bit of time to build up to, take some formation help. That's another place in where coming to our Discord for help can be a huge help, because sometimes it's just a little bit of a tweak here and there, and we have an amazing community that always wants to help you do the more difficult adventures and not be scared of them. So definitely come on by. Foolish Genius 89 wants to know, now that we're done with the Vecna branch of the Sword Coast, will there be other branches?
Will there be other branches? I never say never. But there will probably be other branches. Grand Tour of the Sword Coast is what I consider our evergreen campaign. It's going to go on forever. We're not going to end that anytime soon. It's also the campaign that we dip into content that we're not going to do a full campaign on. We went into Barovia. We've done a little bit from a few other books. We'll probably do some giant stuff at some point. And so where we have opportunities to sort of expand in areas where there won't be a full campaign, we'll certainly take those opportunities, and Grand Tour would be where that is. But normally I would like to keep the adventure path on one track. I don't want to make the adventure path too confusing. So branches are a where needed thing, not something that you should expect often.
Awesome. And we'll do one quick last final question from Our Green Paradox, who says, we have Dungeon Master. Will we ever get Venger and the kids from the 80s cartoon? Or is that just a suggestion that should go into the Discord?
Yes, put it in the Discord. Continue shouting from the rooftops. Right there with you. I just need to find a place to put them. We are, as I noted, we're talking about champions in January of 2024 right now. But yeah, I'd love to get the kids from the D&D cartoon and bring them into the game, because I think they'll match up well with Dungeon Master, and they'll be a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
And hopefully they survive the Displacer Beast.
I mean, we didn't see anything bad happen to them on screen.
True.
And if it wasn't on screen, it's not canon.
Right?
And that goes for this show right here. If it wasn't on screen, it's not canon. And with that, we're actually going to have to stop so that we can let Sean get ready for his Baldur's Gate stream. Thank you, Chris, for jumping in for the second time in my career coming on screen. And thank you to everybody in the chat for bearing with us as we had some technical difficulties at the beginning. Thank you to Mars, who helped set up pretty much all of this, and then I basically just came and took over his box. Thank you to all the mods who took care of all of the questions and everything, and thank you to everybody who voted in the poll. It'll be a little while, but stay tuned for Ashara getting some fun new information. Any last thoughts or anything you want to say before we head out?
Yeah, no, thanks. Thank you, Lauren, for jumping in to assist with hosting duties. Thank you, Mars, for helping us get all set up. I'm sorry whatever happened because you just disappeared, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happened. And thank you, everyone who is here because the game's not available. Please know that in the other room, the developers are working as quickly as possible to finish the server migration and get the game back up and running. We appreciate all of you. Thank you for playing and enjoying Idle Champions, and can't wait to load up my formations with you later this afternoon.
Absolutely. All right. Have a good afternoon, everybody, and stick around for Sean with some Baldur's Gate 3. Bye.
Bye.